You see, a little false teaching, a little false doctrine, it will affect everything else that you believe, that I believe. It destroys families. Destroys them. It destroys churches. So we must be diligent to study the Scripture and to know the Scriptures, to know what you believe and why you believe it. Because if we do not do that, we will be susceptible to getting leaven into our lump of dough. Why do we take time to read Scripture? Why do we study theology? Why do we take time to be taught Scripture? Why do we weigh and verify what we have read or been taught? Because if we do not grow in our knowledge of truth, grow stronger in our understanding of it, grow in our application of it, then we're in danger of how Ephesians 4 puts it. We're in danger of being tossed to and fro, carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. This is why healthy Bible teaching is so important. This is why healthy study of Scripture is so important. You see, all because something sounds good or is well articulated does not make it true. All because something is taught that you want to be true, it doesn't make it true. As tempting as that can be. All because someone claims to be a Christian and a Bible teacher does not make what they teach automatically true. All because someone is an ordained minister does not make what they teach automatically true. All because they have a following or have a book or a podcast or a radio program or a YouTube channel or a large church or a small church. It automatically doesn't make it automatically what they teach to be true. And because we know that, and that seems like a given, but we're in this time where we have to say this. Yes, we have access to a whole lot, and I'm thankful for that, but you've got to weigh it. You've got to measure it. You've got to test it. Because we know that's true, we must be vigilant. We must be wise. We must be cautious. And we must know the Bible. Because the best way to know if something is wrong, false, or fake is by knowing the real thing. We've got to know what we believe and why we believe it. We've got to beware of the leaven. Because when you start buying into a false teaching, a false doctrine, it affects everything. It affects everything for you personally, affects your family, affects the church. And the most common in churches today, the most common of false teachings is when you cast doubt on the canon of Scripture. Because once you can start picking and choosing which parts of the book that you want to be true or not to be true, the moment you do that, you're opening yourself up to be able to say, well, if I can cut that part out, I really don't like this part either. And what you're left with is nothing. So we must be aware of that. There's some really cunning people out there that know how to articulate and speak well. And a lot of it is worthless. And a lot of it is dangerous. So let's be vigilant.